and welcome to the latest episode of the South Tip Arts Podcast, coming to you today from a very busy South Tipperary Arts Centre, where the exhibition Shull, which was the culmination of a residency by Martina O'Brien and Christine Mackey, has come to an end and is currently being replaced by our next show, which is Water Witching by Sheila Honan, who is a lecturer at Limerick School of Art and Design. Water Witching is an exhibition of new work by Sheila. Her lens-based narrative features photography, sculpture, video, sound and installation, all of which pivot around an audiovisual piece called Ashtar. Water Witching opens officially on this Thursday, the 22nd of October, and runs all the way up until November the 27th. I'll be catching up with Sheila a little later on in the week to have a chat with her about Water Witching, and that podcast will be coming your way very soon. For further information on that exhibition, you can visit our website www.southtip.artcentre.ie. Well, this episode is going to focus on Halloween and what is going on around the town, particularly for the silly season this year. As we're still kind of in COVID land, once again this year, to the disappointment of many, obviously, the zombie walk is not in a position to take place this year. But there are some other things for people to get involved in, which will hopefully make for a very busy midterm break week with something for everybody to do. I caught up with Colin Everitt from Westgate Creative, who filled me in on some of the details on what's going to be happening around the streets of Clonmel this Halloween. Colin Everitt of Westgate Creative, a new company that you just set up, Colin. You're best known as the, what could I even call you? Tech guy extraordinaire, everybody's first port of call whenever we're looking for anything complicated. You've set up your own company now, Westgate Creative. Just give it a little plug there before we talk about Halloween.
Oh yeah, so Westgate Creative is a production solutions company. Basically, we're based in Tipperary and Clonmel, and we're here to help anybody within social media or concerts or events, or even helping with the Halloween events for the council. So we're there as a production company really to create solutions for people. Within the industry.
Much needed in the area, so it's great to have you around. Tell me what the plan is for Halloween in Clonmel this year then.
So this year the plan is there's a drive-in movie with a big screen, 6x4 metre screen.
Excellent.
In Mary Street Carpark.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
And they start around 1 p.m. You can book on Eventbrite, it's free. Showing 2 to 3 films for kids, witches.
Brilliant. So that'll go all day then, will it?
Yeah, so we'll do so many screenings in the Mary Street Car Park, and then we have Uproar Rock Chorus who are screening their event on the big screen, and then we move it to Westgate Car Park for the evening time.
Oh, fabulous!
Well, we have another movie selected, and then we'll have the band live from Devil's Cadillac in Gleason's Pub. Streamed to the TV.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Anyone who's my age will remember, I don't know if anyone has said this to you or not, but the beat on the street that we used to have back in the day, and it always generated a lot of excitement and a big crowd around. So that sounds absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
There's a trail as well, isn't there?
Yeah, we have a Spook Trail, which the presentation secondary school was involved in, dressing windows around town, and we've created a trail for the kids to do with clues, which we're launching on the 25th of the bank holiday, so we have lots of things for the kids to do over the week because everybody's going to be off.
Fantastic.
And also we have some benches that we have done in the past around town that we're going to decorate, and also we have green screens going to be on the Sunday of Halloween as well for fancy dress. So we have kids can come down in their costumes, and adults as well, so they can have a scene behind them, like spooky scene and ghost scenes, and
people don't need to lose out on the fact that we can't have the zombie walk, but
we can have gatherings,
dress up in all their finery.
But anybody can book on Eventbrite, and this Wednesday we're launching all the details, so people can start booking.
Where do people go if they want to find out more about it all?
So it'll be on the Halloween in Clonmel Facebook page, and on the Westgate Creative page, and also the Art Centre page.
All over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Colin, thanks a million. That was a great whistle-stop tour through what's going to be happening in Halloween in Clonmel. Halloween in Clonmel is the Facebook page to get all the updates of what's going to be coming up over the coming couple of weeks. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks.
So just to clarify some of the details that Colin gave us there, the drive-in movie theatre will be on Halloween itself, the 31st of October, that's Sunday. It will be at Mary Street Carpark for the afternoon. The first screening will be at 1 p.m. and that is of The Witches, the remake of The Witches by Robert Zemeckis, which is a new movie, and also Hocus Pocus, which is a classic witchy movie for Halloween. Both movies are PG. The tickets are all free but need to be booked through Eventbrite. The best way to find the events is to go to the Halloween in Clonmel Facebook page, where you will no doubt find links, or you can go to Eventbrite and search for Westgate Creative Events, and there you will find all the events under one heading. The movie screen will move to Westgate Carpark for the evening time, and there will be another screening of The Witches at 8 p.m. Mary Street Carpark also features a performance by the Uproar rock chorus, who are going to screen a video on the big screen there, so that's well worth having a look at as well. The green screen photo booth will be available at Mary Street Carpark from 1 to 7 p.m. on Halloween itself as well. This also needs to be booked through Eventbrite, but the tickets are free. A great way to make some memories this Halloween. Next up in our lineup of Halloween events, the very first of Clonmel's in the open Faoin Speir projects, the Hunchback of Notre Dame brings spectacle and drama back with a bang in an outdoor Irish theatrical premiere of the award-winning musical by Alan Menken. Director Jack Riordan, with musical director Kate Tuhig, choreographer Ciara Last, and set and costume designer Jack Scullion, present this darker, more adult and highly theatrical version, inspired by and incorporating original text from the novel and expanding the Disney film's award-winning score. Exploring themes like faith, power, discrimination, isolation and sacrifice, The Hunchback of Notre Dame has a powerful message of acceptance that will reverberate with audiences. Hunchback follows the story of Quasimodo, the deformed bell ringer who longs to be out there and part of the world. He escapes from his devious caretaker, the Archdeacon Frollo, for the day and joins the crowds at the Feast of Fools. There, Quasimodo is met with cruelty from the crowds, except for the beautiful Esmeralda, who shows the bell ringer kindness. As the story unfolds, Esmeralda enthralls Frollo, the hunchback, and his handsome captain of the guard, Phoebus. The three men vie for Esmeralda's attention. In the epic song Hellfire, Frollo convinces himself that Esmeralda is a demon sent to tempt his soul. In this instance, he is determined to destroy Esmeralda if he cannot be with her. It's up to Quasimodo to save them all. I was delighted to have a few minutes to catch up with Quasimodo, who is played by Riain Cash. Riain has just finished a BFA in musical theatre at American College Dublin. His previous roles include Baker in Into the Woods, Bobby in A Chorus Line and Melchior in Spring Awakening. Riain told me what it's been like to be part of this amazing project. And I also managed to get a sneak preview of one of the songs from the show. I think you'll agree that Riain has an amazing voice, and I cannot wait to hear him in full flight in The Hunchback. Riain Cash, you're very welcome to the South Tip Arts Podcast. You have a starring role in the spectacular extravaganza that we're expecting coming up, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Which is going to be on in Kickham Barracks in the open air, but under a covered canopy, I believe, at the very end of this month.
Yes.
How on earth did you find yourself in one of the leading roles?
Okay, well, I've worked with the director Jack Riordan before. I've done a couple of shows with him, so he told me about it. And to be honest, I mean, one of the main things that attracted me to auditioning was the show itself, like the music and the theme, the novel that it's based off. Obviously, Victor Hugo's work is incredible, so that was kind of the main thing. And obviously, Quasimodo then is kind
central
of
character,
yeah,
isn't he?
so
yeah. Poor old Quasimodo.
Yeah, he gets a hard time of it.
He does get a hard time,
and even more so than the Disney film in this version. So that was kind of the big thing, and then the funding and the scale of the project and everything. And
do you know what? It's massively ambitious, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, and he's an
really
ambitious guy, is Jack, and absolutely no doubt whatsoever that it's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Sure, look, right man to put it all out, put it all on the line, and kind of
So how many of you are involved altogether in the cast?
Well, there is about 23 of us in the ensemble. Then we have, I think, 8 dancers and roughly 30 in the choir as well.
That's a huge amount of people to try and manage. It
is,
like,
yeah.
And you're rehearsing pretty much every day at the moment, are you?
It's really ramped up, yeah. It was kind of mainly Monday, Friday, Saturday, but now it's almost every day, every evening and stuff. Obviously, we have people, that are with people working and in school, so you can't kind of expect people to give daytime hours, but anything that they can give, they're kind of all.
So for anybody who isn't familiar with the story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, just give us a very quick synopsis.
It follows the story of Quasimodo, who is the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He lives in the bell towers of Notre Dame and he rings the bells every day and is guarded. He's the ward to Frollo, the Archdeacon of Notre Dame. And Quasimodo isn't allowed to go outside the grounds of the cathedral, and on this one day during the festival, a gypsy festival as it's called in the piece, Quasimodo decides that today is the day that he's going to go out and spend one day like an ordinary man and experience the world. And it kind of goes from there, and there's romance and there's it involves a kind of a love square between Captain Phoebus, Quasimodo, Frollo and the gypsy girl Esmeralda. So.
And I have a feeling that it all somehow ends in terrible, terrible tragedy.
Well, you'll have to come and find out.
No happy endings here, I don't think. And how have you found it, Riain? Is this the biggest thing you've ever done, would you say?
It's definitely up there, yeah. God, I mean, I studied musical theatre in college, so I've done a lot of different shows and in different venues and stuff like that, and in a couple of spaces in Dublin, but I think this is like the largest scale project, and there's a lot going into it, and it's one of the best creative teams that I've been able to work with as well, and it
really is.
It's
actually really hard to visualise
now
this thing
that
is
you've been
going
asked
to...
that I never even put it into that perspective, but it probably is,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Because you're quite young.
Yeah.
And you just finished college, is that right?
Just finished last year, yeah.
Well, this is a good kind of a springboard maybe for things to come. It's a great thing for the CV.
Yeah. I was at home working anyway, in working hospitality, so I kind of thought, well, sure, I'm in Tipperary and why not?
Why not, exactly.
Big opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Things like that don't really come this way very often, do they? So it is really brilliant. Yeah. Now, a little birdie told me, Riain, that you had the most amazing voice. Yeah. So, and that I absolutely had to ask you to sing. Right. So I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind giving me some bit of a tune from the show. That would be incredible, and it would just be a little bit of a teaser for people, maybe.
No problem. Yeah. So. All right. You see, this song is called Heaven's Light. Hopefully, it shouldn't give away too many spoilers in the piece, but it's just a nice little moment Quasimodo has to himself as he looks out over Paris at night time. So many times out there I've watched a happy pair of lovers walking in the night. They had a kind of glow around them. It almost looked like heaven's light. I knew I'd never know that warm and loving glow, though I might wish with all my might. No face as hideous as my face was ever meant for heaven's light. But suddenly an angel has smiled at me and touched my face without a trace of fright. I dare to dream that she might even care for me, and as I ring the bells tonight, my cold dark tower seems so bright. It almost looks like heaven's light.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing. I really can't wait to see the whole thing now. Just one question popped to mind while you were singing there as Quasimodo. Like, such a character in the times that he was in, What do you think that has to say to us today in terms of his difference or whatever, that, you know, obviously he was hidden away, nobody wanted to see him, he was like shunned.
Yeah, it's a big question. Obviously there is, at the time, his master Frollo kind of says, you know, people will regard you as a monster. And that's very much kind of reinforced, and it's one of the themes of the piece, what makes a monster and what makes a man. And Quasimodo very much shows that he's a man, obviously. And in terms of relating that to a modern audience, then unfortunately I think there's still a lot of
prejudice.
There is, and there's a lot more that could be done, I think, to kind of help people who are disabled. And
do you think there's a really strong message in the story?
There is, definitely. And I've been using the word gypsies, that's what it's referred to in the piece. I don't mean it as a term of, but that as a community, these people were shunned as well. They had to keep moving from city to city, and they were regarded as less than second-class citizens. So there kind of, again, the relationship between those two groups of outcasts.
A lot of the themes in it then are very, very relevant to today. So there is a limit, an age limit on it.
There is.
And it's over 14s.
Yes.
And that's purely because some of without giving too much away, like, it isn't the Disney movie.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, I remember watching it as a child. I loved it. I'm sure that a lot of people have that memory as well. But this is more closely related to Victor Hugo's novel, and that is definitely has some darker themes in there, and there's some story aspects were changed for the Disney film that are kind of renewed within the musical version. So this is like kind of, for me anyway, it feels like kind of a more grown-up version of what I watched as a child.
Fantastic. So 26th, 27th, 28th and 29th of October. The tickets are flying out the doors, and actually we have them here at the Art Centre, but we very few left. So if anybody wants a ticket, I'd get in very quickly to get one, because they are going to be all gone. And with such a huge cast, and it almost seems that everybody knows somebody who's in it now, which is brilliant. And that's great. There's a real community aspect to that. That's brilliant isn't it? The whole town is kind of invested in it. So best of luck with all the rehearsals, Riain.
Thank you very much.
You sound absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to hear the full performance.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have been on the podcast with you.
And last but not least in this roundup of what's on for Halloween, The Woman, an original radio play written, devised, performed and produced by the TY students of the Presentation Secondary School here in Clonmel. Will air on Pure Radio Tipperary on Monday, the 25th of October. That's the bank holiday Monday evening at 7 p.m. This project is close to my heart, as I've been working on it for the last couple of months alongside theatre producer, writer and director Catherine McVicker. In just 8 sessions, this group of students have created something entirely from scratch, and they should be very proud of themselves. It's really quite an achievement for them. First up, we'll hear a little teaser from the play itself, followed by a quick chat with some of the girls about their experiences of working on this project.
Yeah, I hope we don't get kidnapped.
Haha, so funny.
Ooh, Lucy, I can hear the ghosts already calling our names.
Lucy, Lucy.
You'll be sorry when something actually happens to me.
You're so dramatic. They need to get this door fixed.
Here, put that brick in front of it.
I am absolutely thrilled to be joined by 3 of the students from the Presentation transition year, who I've been working with alongside Catherine McVicker for the last, how many weeks is it now, girls? I can't remember.
I can't.
6, 7, 8 weeks, not that long. And in that time, you have produced and recorded a Halloween radio play. Caoimhe, do you want to tell me a little bit about where it all started and how we got going with this project?
So first we decided like what we wanted to do, like what roles we were going to do, and we split up into different groups So there was a PR room, I think, a sound room, and then one for like performers.
So you three were in the sound room anyway, which is why you probably got roped into this job. I know when we began, we didn't anticipate that it would be actually quite such a big thing, that we thought we might have 10 or 12 students, and we ended up to have 60, which was a massive project to try and deliver, so, and to have something for everybody to do. So like you said, we split the rooms up into a sound room, a performance and a writing room, and then the PR room, and those people all had different jobs to do over the weeks. Saoirse McKeown, another one of my sound stars, as I'm calling you. What was your favourite part of the project?
My favourite part of this project was recording the sounds.
I knew you were going to
It was recording the sounds with the big microphone.
What did you like about it, like especially, or what did you learn from it?
I learned how to make sounds with different things.
So we did a bit of Foley art, as they call it.
Yep.
And you made all the sound effects for this Halloween play. Ali, do you want to tell me a little bit about the story that came out of it and the plot that people can expect to hear in the play?
I personally think it was really good. It's about a girl who has a dream about a woman and her friends don't believe her. And so, I think it's really good.
Yeah,
I think people will like it as well.
The one thing that I thought of when I heard it read for the first time was that it had really kind of a Twilight Zone kind of a feeling to it. And
when they finished writing it, they came up to us, but we were downstairs because someone got locked in the basement after they wrote a girl.
Oh yeah.
That was a bit nuts,
wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Even that basement as a find, I think, was really good inspiration for all of it, wasn't it? Yeah. How did you find the experience of trying to work in a project like this in such a large group? Like, did you find it challenging, or, did you think that we accomplished it quite well, or whatever?
I think we did a really good job. I think we divided the groups out really well. I think everyone enjoyed what they were doing, so it made it easier to get it done.
Mm-mm.
So
And I feel like most people felt like they did have a part in it. And
I think they did, because everyone took turns and divided everything equally. So I think everyone was happy.
So tell us when it's going to be on the radio, when everybody can hear it.
The 25th of October.
Monday the 25th at 7 p.m. on Pure Radio Tipperary.
Yep.
Everybody can tune in, and that's an internet station. So the girls have been sharing a QR code and a link on all their social media, and you can look those up and scan the QR code, and it'll take you straight to the Pure Radio website, and you can listen in to the play on Monday the 25th at 7 p.m. Once again, you can listen to that radio play, The Woman, on Monday evening, the 25th of October at 7 p.m. on Pure Radio Tipperary. Many thanks to Pure Radio Tipperary for their support in promoting and broadcasting this project for us. The project is supported by Creative Ireland, and many thanks to them for their support. Many thanks to everyone here at the Arts Centre for all their help and support along the way. Thank you to the girls for coming in to have a chat with me, and indeed to all the girls for their work on this project over the last number of weeks. Thanks also to the TY coordinator, Mary, for giving us the opportunity to work with the girls on this project.